most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?
Jack to the test!
Hi there guys, welcome back into another session. Monday, 1st of September, putting a video out for you today because more often than not, large assets can have pivotal moments around monthly opens and closes. So we're going to have a look at the key trading levels today on Big Boy Bitcoin and a couple of other crypto assets with you. Okay, I think we could be in for a good week trading both ways, if I'm absolutely honest. A lot of liquidity in the books, both sides. Just be aware it's US Labor Day today, so two ways that can go really. You can either expect a real low volume, low liquidity day where absolutely nothing moves, or as we are seeing right here, right now, we're actually getting a couple of moves in the market already. So stick with us as we dive into that. Little bit of admin first and foremost, okay? I've been putting this out on Twitter, on the Telegrams and the Discord as well. Okay, today is the last day of 20% off the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course. I have to laugh because I actually think we forgot that we had this discount on. Okay, so we've had this discount on for a while, 240 euros down from 300. It's going back up to 300 euros as of tomorrow. Absolutely in-depth online course on how I trade the markets, okay? 1 hour, 24-minute instructional video with risk reward, all the good stuff in there as well, okay, and access to the private Discord, okay. What I have to say is this price just simply reflects, I think this is very cheap actually, to be honest, and this is a one-off price. It just reflects the amount of time that myself and the team put in to putting this course out there, okay. Why private Discord? Okay, so basically if anybody wants a little bit of extra one-on-one help, that is what we're here for, okay. We can share that in there for the people that are on the course. We also have a few more trading setups as well, okay, for the people that are managing their risk a little bit better than the 1000x pump fund traders that you get in the normal socials. Yes, we're liking a bit of Fartcoin down here today. Very, very good risk reward, meme triangle, Fartcoin long from the lows into the demand zone, fire and forget trade, already into a winner with that one today, so sharing that with the guys. So yeah, little bit of extra help in there if anybody needs it. As I say, one-off price in there, going back up to 300 euros tomorrow, okay, one-off price. Jump onto the TRDR website, I'll drop a link for you below, okay. So yeah, just warning everyone that is finishing today, no major shill, but yeah, I do have to laugh because I think we forgot that the discount was on. Right, okay, let's dive into these levels, shall we then? So yesterday was expecting, yeah, little bit of a down move as I tweeted out. So if you're not following on Twitter, okay, and you just subscribe to the YouTube, give us a follow on Twitter because I do try and update here a little bit more often, as well as in the Discord. Okay, so Bitcoin Sunday service, lower time frame bear trend, below important range lows. Liquidity in the books on both sides. Monday could get very exciting if we take the lows first under 108. Rise from here, short squeeze, and we revisit lows again. Because I think we just needed to come down and just hit these lows down here, wherever that may be, okay? And then we have a couple of areas of confluence for that supply that can potentially hit again. All right, so just posting that out for everybody. Yesterday, where did we get to? Okay, we actually came down 107.255. We did come down first. We took those lows, and there was a couple of other good charts out there as well yesterday. If you were potentially just wanting to short some hedges, okay, hedge some short positions, I think AVAX was good. We'll discuss IP in a second, but an interesting one. I think potentially a good short there on IP, but bear in mind, if you're looking at the central exchanges, the negative funding is still very, very extreme, or it was extreme at making this time of making this video. ETH, a little bit of a range. Okay, so look, yeah, Monday markets could be low volume, low liquidity, USA Labor Day, Bitcoin dropping and eating demand under 108 like we wanted. Okay, ETH flirting with a break of trend. It is. There's no way to shake it. Okay. I think ETH, Sol, Hype and a few of us will still be the better trading assets as Bitcoin works out its kinks. Okay, and then, yeah, just mentioning the AVAX supply for a good Sunday short. And IP, very active books. They had like a 2.9 million USDT in buybacks, which gave us a little pump. But actually, if you were reading the books, we were looking for longs. I know a couple of guys caught this long in the Discord anyway. Super negative funding. big player in the books wanting to get long here. Actually, I don't know if they pulled that and then just market ordered in here or not. But yeah, ended up being an absolute 30% move there. Anyone caught that IP trade? But what we'll do is we're going to do the usual. We're going to dive into TradingView and have some key levels. Okay, then the all-important order flow in the TRDR console. Let's dive in now. Right then guys, TradingView for very, very simple key levels. I just want to go through as usual, top down from the weekly just down to the 4 hour. Okay, look, nowhere to shake it. We've had an absolute killer move, and that 119 is going to be our resistance in future if we can get back up there. Where are we at the minute though? BTC just sat on the weekly 21. If you're an OG trader, you know that the BTC weekly 21 was always a nice area of confluence to pull back to. But in recent months and years, okay, I'm talking about the last year, we have deviated below that, okay, and it's often been a good area of value to bounce back up. So let's see what we get in the coming days. But yeah, just sitting around 1077. So you can see we just wicked under it. Let's see if we can get a rise. I think we still may have some liquidity under there. I'm certainly not seeing any big major levels until at least 105. So maybe another deviation low if we bounce up straight from here. 105, maybe 100k as well. So daily chart. Okay, no way to shake it here whatsoever. You've got a clear break of trend. I think the best you can hope for now. And I do still think that the macro highs, so I'm talking about in the next few months, the next few years, is not in for Bitcoin. I just don't think it is. On-chain analysis, still looking good and not red hot yet. But no way to shake it. Trend is broken, so if you're following on the socials, you'll know I've been bullish all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, even up that bit there. At the beginning of August, majorly bullish, said we're going to make another high, okay? We make that high, we take profit up here, as mentioned on one of the last videos, didn't quite get short at those highs there because I was very tired, wanted to go to bed. Before I knew it, we were back down here. All right, guys, so look, and then look, there's nowhere to shake it. You've just been down, up, punch it down, and here we are. So I think the best you can hope for in the next couple of weeks really is that we just form a little bit of a range here. Not sure whether we're going to get a V-shape up. I've said that for the last 2 weeks that we're not just going to V-shape up. Okay, form a little bit of a range. Maybe the altcoins still perform a little bit, and we'll see what we get. And then if we just look at the 4 hour chart there on Big Boy BTC, we can see we've broken down the range, okay? We didn't even really backtest the range too well. We came up just shy of the point of control and back down. Nowhere to shake this, and there we go. So yesterday we're up here, obviously just moved up slightly, wanted to get under 108k, and we got under 108k. Okay, so look, just that quarterly open there, 107.146, maybe that becomes a pivotal level and we just form a little bit of range here. I want to see some more demand come in there. Okay, the biggest levels I'm seeing in the trader console are actually at 105 and then actually down at 100. Okay, so that's something we need to bear in mind. If we get bounces from here, are we just entering fresh shorts? Look how aggressive bears have been here. Okay, so you need market structure change, or you just continue short in the market on these lower highs. All right, guys, look, we need to see the bid ask, we need to see the volume. Let's jump into the trader console.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
TRDR trader console then, guys, trdr.io trader console. Grab a link from below for a free trial. Don't forget to go and have a look at the academy. There is actually lots of free stuff in the academy as well, and don't forget the docs page is absolute wealth of knowledge, and the team have done a really good job with the docs page. You need to jump in there, especially if you've got any questions regarding how anything works within the console. Docs page should be your first port of call before, you know, jumping on the socials and saying, how do I find this? How does that work? Okay, docs page, jump in there. Right then, here we go. Okay, so I'm just on the multiverse at the minute as usual. I have this chart open 24 hours a day. Okay, look, ETH is just in a little bit of range. We've got a couple of offers of just pinning price above us here. Okay, main offers on ETH, 4.2k, okay. ETH is flirting. If you look at a daily chart, ETH is just slightly flirting with a break of trend. We need one of those Tom Lee tweets again at the diagonal trend or whatever to pump the price again, don't we, I guess. But it wouldn't surprise me after ETH has had such a good few weeks, couple of months really, for it to range. You know, it's absolutely natural, obviously. Fartcoin, here's where we got in this morning. Okay, so Fartcoin looking great, nice big defense there from Perps. BTC, yeah, okay, look, we do have a little bit of a bid level here from the weekend at that quarterly open. There's your weekly open, your monthly open as well. But yeah, I'm not completely convinced. You know, even if you come up to 113k, I still think we might get rotations down, and the range traders are probably going to enjoy that. I know I will, okay? I'd rather that than, you know, just uponly.com, which is very good for your spot bags, but as a trader, I think trading a range is very, very favorable, okay? And then IP. Yep, IP, nice chart. Someone obviously playing the books very heavily. They were bidding the books very, very heavily on Binance perps there. Okay, we get the diamond signal there. If you just don't know what that is, that's part of our alerts log. Okay, no redraws, no momentum indicators, raw, absolute raw data telling you, okay, when you get this in confluence with some of our top levels, okay, they're absolutely fire and forget trades, or they can be, yeah. But yeah, it was an interesting one on IP because the funding was negative all of last week, I would say. And as I say, I know a lot of the guys in the Discord got long on this one last week. Funding still negative. I think it's quite a good risk reward short here, because if everyone wakes up today and tries to get long, it's very tight shorts here. So yeah, not bad at all. Right, let's dive in and see what big boy Bitcoin is doing. There's our Fartcoin trade. Nice to see that is just getting bid up at that 755 level. Let's have a look at Bitcoin then first and foremost. Look, Bitcoin is going to slow down a bit here. I've kind of thought that for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, just want to point this out. Basically, let me go to our top levels here. So we're getting a nice bounce, okay? This is a very nice bounce for Monday morning, but just bear in mind it's the European session. Does it fade a bit later on? US guys still on holiday, so I don't think you're going to get any major continuation unless it's an absolute scam up to this 13k level, okay? And then we just come back down, because the major levels are still in this 105, and I think there's a lot of liquidity down here. And then, yeah, you're looking a little bit lower. Look, you've got it down here, okay? And even if you do get some kind of mega pump up to 117, notice the way offers are coming down. It's just indicative of a potential range forming, okay? A price auction range. Go check out my video with Mark Douglas talking about how the market actually moves, okay? So yeah, bids at the lows, offers at the highs. At some point in the coming weeks and months, someone's going to win. That gives you your trending market, okay? What I would say is as well, what I just wanted to highlight, last week, Friday, I believe it was. I was a little bit away from desk on Friday, but last week, this was Thursday night. Okay, offers were really covering the Bitcoin price from Binance. Okay, perps. Okay, I am on a spot chart here, but I do have Binance perps on here as well. Okay. From Thursday night, there was some aggressive selling going on from Binance perps. As I woke up Friday morning, what was going on? Okay, Binance perps, Binance futures, okay, derivatives exchange went down, dump, okay? So a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, oh, okay, we're dumping because the exchange has gone down. Isn't that absolute classic? If you're an OG in the crypto world, you'll know what that means if BitMEX go down or Coinbase goes down, okay? But what I pointed out on Twitter on Friday was, well, actually, the selling was going on from Thursday night. Yeah, so did someone know something, or is that just natural? You know, I'm not going to speculate too much, but anyway, just wanted to point that out. So yeah, this is actually quite nice for a Monday, because especially on a Labor Day, I was thinking we might just get a little bit of boring price action. So nice to see it. Just something to point out: spot exchanges, not really. The bid here hasn't been amazing, to be honest. Look, you can just see ratios here, not too bad. Coinbase Pro with a 50 ratio, where are they coming in? And they've still got those orders at, again, 105 and 100. So I'm not saying we're going there straight away. It can take time, but some of the bigger exchanges, that is where they've got their orders. Okay, it looks like Binance perps have come in here a little bit with some double ratios. Okay, so that'll have been in the 1 to 2.5 and the 2.5 to 5. That'll have just been some nice bidding there. But other exchanges, not too fussed at the minute. Interesting to see that the BitMEX boys and girls have got orders down at 99k. Okay, guys, so just want to point that out. Be open to choppiness, be open to a range. I don't think Bitcoin's ready for any major push up yet. At the same time, I don't think in the next 24 hours we're going to get any major dump. I think the volume has not been too bad. It's been pretty steady, yeah. So you certainly didn't want to be looking for shorts down here, I would say. Over the weekend, volume pretty steady rise. We've got a big open interest rise here. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see this come back down. But yeah, we'll see how today plays out. All right, guys. Other coins we can look at. Let's have a couple of look at levels on ETH. So look, ETH is getting bid here, no doubt about it. But just go and look at a daily chart. It's flirting with a break of trend. 4.2 is going to be your key level there. Perps bid in that one as well. Perps are quite bid, but perps are always going to be quite bid on a trending crypto market because everyone's just expecting an absolute 10-20x from this still, aren't they? Okay, Soyboy Sol I thought was an absolute brilliant short last week. Okay, stops over 120. Shared that with the guys last week as well that we were short in Sol. Now it is, again, it's probably going to do something similar to Bitcoin. I think it's going to range a little bit here. There's certainly nothing right here right now that is suggesting to me that Sol is ready to blast up. The offers are still covering price higher, and you can just see that your limit bids, your resting limit bids are just fading a little bit here. Okay, so 185. We'll see how the week goes on. One asset that is remaining to be quite good and is still very big. We don't actually have the spot data for this asset. I don't even think we might have Hyperliquid there. Yeah, unfortunately, look, if you're coming in and you know, you'll see there was some selling going on, so that is interesting to see. But just bear in mind on Hyperliquid, and if you see it on a couple of other exchanges, that's why I generally turn them off at the minute. They don't provide all depth of book. So if you're seeing blanks in the order book ratios here from the TRDR console, that is why. You more often see it on Bybit as well. Okay, it's that exchange or broker, they don't provide all depth of book. That's why you're seeing it. But look, Hype, well bid. Hype is actually still holding trend on a 4-hour chart. A little bit more evidence though. I need to see a little bit more, and of course we do. Hype can sometimes do its own thing, but we need to see BTC, ETH, and all the good coins moving up as well. Fartcoin, how are we doing Fartcoin? Yeah, I think this is a good risk reward. I'm just going to get my tighten my stops here and just see what we get from here. IP, let's have a quick look at that then. Yeah, it's still getting sold into, but I think the funding's still there. It wouldn't surprise me to pop this at some point. You know, you've kind of got your medium of this area here, and we'll see what we get. So that's it. Look, guys, we'll try and do a live session this week with you. Well, I will do a live session, probably Thursday. Let's let the market settle down. Let's let the market get into a little bit of a rhythm this week. Let's let the US guys have their Labor Day, okay? And then we'll be back into a bit of action tomorrow, okay? Hit notifications on YouTube, and I will post out on Twitter when that live is as well. Final reminder, 20% off the Art of Data-Driven Market Analysis course ends today. Get yourself involved. TRDR console, grab a link from below. Cheers, guys. Speak soon.
I bet your margins are pretty nice and fat.
Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. Being nice and fat, that's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men?
And we say bye-bye.